Back into methamphetamine. Today we're gonna find the reduction formula of this x times secant power of nx tangent x dx. And how we can find the reduction formula of this? And it will be very crazy. But the first thing we're gonna do, and here is the formula here is the idea I've discovered. Just discover in my mind. First you're gonna do find the reduction formula of this, and we can find this reduction formula in two different ways. The first one, we just need to differentiate secant power of nx and then integrate one. This is our DI method. And the other one will be much crazier. The basic reduction formula of this is just secant power of n minus 2x, right? And then multiplied by secant square x. The disadvantages of this is just to integrate secant square x, you will get tangent x, right? And then we're gonna do this first. Integrate 1, you get x, and then the derivative of secant power of nx, and the n is just our constant, and this is n times secant power of, and then minus the power, and then we're gonna do a derivative because of the chain rule. I'm not going to talk about the chain rule every time because it will take a long time. So multiply by secant x tangent x because the derivative of secant x is secant x tangent x. So we do this time that become x times secant power of nx, and then minus the integral of this. N is a constant, so you can put it outside the integral. So minus n times the integral of x time, and then secant power of 1 times this. Just add the power up, you get secant power of nx tangent x. You see? The next way we're gonna do this reduction formula, and here is the reduction formula of this, right? And here, check this out. Are we already finished? No, because we know the integral of this is equal to this. So this will equal to tangent x will be equal to this, right? X times secant power of nx minus secant power of nx dx. It doesn't help us at all, right? If the power is very high, it doesn't help us at all, right? If the power is 7, you need to use another reduction formula of this, and it will be too crazy. So just ignore this. And the next one, we're gonna find the reduction formula, the basic one. Just first you will get n minus 2 and then secant power of n minus 3x multiplied by secant x tangent x. So it become, this time that become secant power of n minus 2x tangent x. And then subtract this n minus 2 times the integral of, and then secant x times that becomes secant power of n minus 2x times tangent square x, right? And then here we can just break tangent square x as secant square x minus 1. You'll see what happened. Multiply by secant square x minus 1. So you can distribute inside, you'll get minus. Let me just also distribute the constant inside. And then the first one, the power become n, just n, secant power of nx dx. And then this time that become plus n minus 2 times the integral of secant power of n minus 2 x dx. You see, this actually help us at all. The power just subtract. So why is called reduction formula, right? The purpose of reduction formula is just minus the power. That's why it's called reduction formula. And then here, you see this repeat, so you can add to it, and then 1 times the integral of this, so 1 plus that, it becomes n minus 1 times the integral of secant power of n x dx is equal to secant power of n minus 2x tangent x. And then we already moved it to left hand side, so add n minus 2 times secant power of n minus 2x dx. And finally, we're gonna divide by n minus 1 on both sides, so you can get the reduction formula of secant power of nx is equal to 1 over n minus 1 times secant power of n minus 2x tangent x plus n minus 2 over n minus 1 times the integral of secant power of n minus 2x dx. And here is the reduction formula of secant power of nx dx. Okay, that's the two ways of finding the reduction formula of it, but this is not cool. And this is not the reduction formula. Be careful, because the power doesn't decrease. However, we know that this one is equal to that, right? Because we do it in two different ways, but these answers will be equal to that, right? So x times secant power of nx minus n times x times secant power of nx tangent x dx is equal to this one. 1 over n minus 1 times secant power of n minus 2x. This is kinda crazy, right? But because this is a very rare form to integrate x times secant power of nx tangent x, right? So first we're gonna do, we let this to be our subject, so we can find the reduction formula of this form, the integral of x times secant power of nx tangent x. So move this to right hand side, become n times x times secant power of nx tangent x dx will be equal to x times secant power of nx, and then just subtract. It becomes that. Subtract n minus 2 over n minus 1 times the integral of secant power of n minus 2x dx. Finally, we just need to divide by n on both sides. So, ladies and gentlemen, the reduction of x times secant power of n x tangent x dx is equal to, I like to write the constant as this. You can also just divide by n, up to you. And then 1 over n times x times secant power of nx minus, and then here 1 over, let me just distribute it, you get n squared minus n times secant power of n minus 2x tangent x, and then minus, just distribute it, you get n squared minus n times secant square power of n minus 2x dx. Here is the reduction formula. However, we have to apply this. And here is the example, the integral of x times secant power of 4x tangent x dx. We can just use this formula, reduction formula. Our n is just 4, so this is 1 over 4x times secant power of 4x minus 1 over, do this in our head, 4 squared is 16 minus 4, it becomes 12, and then times secant power of, and then our 4 minus 2 becomes 2x tangent x, and then subtract this, put 4 inside, you get 2, and then we already done this, so this is 12 times the integral of secant power of, just minus the power, it becomes secant square x dx, so it becomes 1/4 times x times secant square secant power of 4x minus 1 over 12 times secant square x tangent x. And here is the deal, just without it, it becomes 1 over 6, right? So minus 1 over 6, and then the integral of secant square x is just tangent x. And don't forget about the plus c, and that's it. Finally, we're gonna check it. Check if this, the derivative of this, to check whether this integral is just this, and we have to differentiate this. 1/4 x times secant power 4x minus. Oh, this is very hard to pronounce this first. So I'm not going to say the term weird. Just do this really quick. Just 1/4 x. Use our product rule. 1/4 x times the derivative of this. So 4 times secant power of minus the power 3x times the derivative of secant x times tangent x, and then add secant power 4x multiplied by derivative of this is 1/4, and then minus, put a parentheses, 1/12 times secant square x times the derivative of tangent x is secant square x, and then plus tangent x multiplied by this. So it become 1/12 times 2 times secant x times secant x tangent x. Because we are doing the derivative of 1/12 secant square x. And then finally, this is the easiest one, just minus 1/6 secant square x. Okay, here is the deal. 4 and 4, they cancel each other out, so you can get x times secant power 4x tangent x. But we have to do more work. It seems like they will cancel each other out. So keep continue because we are doing a proof. So keep continue. 1/4 times secant power 4x, and then minus 1/12 times secant square x. It should be secant power 4 because secant square x times secant square x is just secant power 4x. And then distribute the negative side, it become, just reduce this, it become 1/6 times secant square x tangent x minus 1/6 secant square x. But this is not the same as that. Just keep continue. X times secant power 4x tangent x, and then multiply by 3 on both side, it become 3 minus 1/12 is 2/12. It's just 1/6 plus 1/6 secant power 4x. I'm going to change this in terms of I make a mistake here. Here I forget about the square. So my bad. Tangent x multiplied by this. I'm sorry. Tangent x multiplied by the inside. So I like to change it in terms of secant square. So secant square minus 1, right? Minus, wait a minute. Minus 1/6 times secant square x multiplied by secant square x minus 1. Minus 1/6 times secant square x. So you get x times secant power 4x tangent x plus 1/6 secant power 4x. And then just distribute the negative 1/6. You get negative 1/6 secant power 4x plus 1/6 secant square x minus 1/secant square x. Ladies and gentlemen, you see, this and this will cancel each other out. And also this and this, they also cancel each other out. Finally, the answer is just x times secant power 4x tangent x. I just proved this. Of course, you can also find some reduction formula and let me know in the comment what interesting reduction formula. So bye. You can also just do the integral of x times secant power of 5x tangent x, or integral of x times secant power of 6x tangent x. Just to the higher power, it would be very, very crazy. Right? Remind you that this formula cannot used when n is equal to 0 and 1, and cannot equal to, and n is just integer. And if you put 0 and 1, this denominator will be 0. So you cannot integrate x times secant power of 0 x tangent x and x times secant power of x. 1x is just x times secant x tangent x. They cannot be integrated by using this formula, and otherwise you will not get the answers.